Hey friends, in today's video we are talking all about affordable budget-friendly beauty. So all the products I'll be sharing are either available at the drugstore or they are available at drugstore prices. I went to Ulta and sorted like new makeup and I basically was trying to keep everything under like a $20 mark. So I feel like I'm pretty evenly split on this video. I have an equal amount of products that I liked, but also an equal amount of products that I did not like. So hopefully you'll find this video helpful when you are shopping at Ulta or the drugstore. Before we jump right in, I'm gonna tag all these products in YouTube shopping. So as you are watching this video, the products that I'm speaking of at the time will pop up on screen and you can shop them that way very easily. I will have everything listed in the description box as I always do if you have questions on shade or anything like that. But let's go ahead and jump right in. I do want to call out, in case you have noticed, I'm still playing with my studio setup, my lighting, so my videos might be a little inconsistent the next few times. I'm gonna find the perfect solution and we're gonna nail it down. But just let me know what you think about this lighting situation in the comments. Let's go ahead and start. So I have put my tinted SPF on and I've done my brows, but we're gonna go ahead and go in with foundation. I have the new Maybelline Plump and Glow foundation, and I bought two shades. I bought it in the shade 210 and I bought it in the shade 120. I applied this the other day and I'm pretty sure it was 210 that was a better match. So I've applied this once and my thoughts are that I like it. It's very glowy though. It's very, very glowy, very dewy. I think it is great for, and again, this is off of a one-day wear test. I think it'd be great for someone with like a drier skin or someone that likes a really dewy, plump looking skin. I like something that's a little more radiant and controlled. So not quite matte, but just like more of a radiant matte. It's beautiful. I don't think that this is gonna be like a foundation that I'm gonna love and reach for all the time, just because it is a little dewy for me, but let's go ahead and apply it and you guys can kind of form your own opinion. And I'm just going to start in the center of the face and kind of press. Ooh, actually, I think I went the lighter shade. This looks a tad bit too dark. Maybe I'm gonna mix them just to balance this out. Yeah, this one is a little too dark and a little too orange for me. But I went ahead and applied it there, so I'm gonna apply a tiny bit on the other side. Then I'm gonna go in with the lighter one to balance everything out. I would say the coverage on this is kind of light to medium buildable. It's not a full coverage foundation, but you can build it up and get enough coverage. I don't really think that I would need more than this in terms of coverage. It's very pretty. I mean, it does make the skin look really healthy and very glowy, very hydrated, very supple looking. But in terms of like longevity, I just like something that has a little more shine control, I should say. The consistency on it is kind of thick. So that's a pump. And do you see how it kind of just sits there? It doesn't really move or spread down the hand too much, which will tell you the viscosity of it. If it's really lightweight, it'll slide right down the hand. The fact that it's not, it's a little thicker in consistency. All right, let's go in with the 110. Yeah, this is a better match. I mean, it is really pretty, you guys. When I put it on the skin just looks like glowy, like I just applied moisturizer. Look at that shine. I mean, it's really strong. The shade's a little off, but we're gonna go in and balance this out. I picked up concealers, the new concealer from Maybelline, and I actually just applied these this morning when I did a YouTube live, and both colors are very, very light, too light for me. But I think it'll actually work balancing this foundation out. So I got the shade 35 and I got the shade 20. I'm gonna go in with 35 because it's the darker of the two. It's still too light, but we're gonna make it work. So this is what the texture and consistency of the concealer is like. It's nice and creamy. I would say it's got a nice weight to it. Very hydrating. This has a little bit of a radiant finish underneath the eyes. And fair warning, this is too light for me. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit here, a little bit here. And just to kind of balance everything out, I'm gonna apply a little bit here. That way I can blend everything together and it'll just kind of balance out this foundation that's a little too dark. Okay, and I'm actually gonna go in with the brand new Nikki Rose in 19 brush to blend this out. I'm actually filming this on Thursday, the day that the singles just launched. So I will link these down below. Now you can buy the Nikki Rose single brushes as single purchases. Up until now, you've only been able to buy the entire set. Now you can buy whatever brushes you want individually. And as of today, this one is actually the top seller. This one, the N20 and the N18 are the top sellers, but this one officially is in the lead. This brush is really great for concealer blend out. It'll blend out your concealer super fast. It's also great to set your concealer with a little powder. It's a very dense brush and the shape of it just makes it perfect for right underneath the eyes. It's also great if you like to bring your concealer a little lower to highlight the center of the face. That looks nice. So that kind of balances everything out. It's really bright, but it does balance out that darker foundation. And I'm gonna take whatever's left, any excess, and I'm just gonna run it on my eyelid. And I'm gonna look up so I can kind of stretch the skin and tap just to make sure I'm removing and pulling up any excess concealer. That way we don't have any issues with it settling in fine lines and creasing. So let's talk real quickly and recap these two products. So I think these products are really ideal for anyone with very dry skin, anyone that lives in a really dry and cold climate and just likes products that give some glow, some hydration, and some life to the skin, because these definitely do. Who I don't think it's for, I don't think it's for someone that has an oily skin type or someone that just doesn't like as much shine. I mean, I think a glow is beautiful on everyone, but for me, I really want that glow again to be like a controlled, radiant glow and not a really dewy, kind of wet looking glow. And to me, this gives more of that really dewy, even when you touch it, you can still feel the texture of the foundation. You definitely need to set it with powder. But it's a beautiful foundation. It's just not one that I think caters to my preferences. So let's go ahead and set with powder. I picked up this powder from Revolution Beauty. This is the Powder Pops. Okay, so this is what the compact looks like. It's actually really cute. It has a little mirror inside. It comes with a little puff, so it'd be good for purse touch-ups. So this looks pretty matte. It looks pretty sheer. Doesn't look like it has a lot of coverage, which is nice. All right, I'm gonna go in with the N19 and we are just gonna pick up some of this product on the brush. I'm gonna kind of blot it on the back of my, or the inside of my hand, just to make sure I don't over apply powder. I don't know how this is gonna apply. I don't know if it's gonna be heavy or if it's gonna be really sheer. So I wanna make, ooh, wow. This is nice, you guys. Okay, so immediately I can tell that it's a very, very blurring powder. I tap this on the skin and it kind of just erases texture and pores. It's very, very mattifying. It's completely cutting down any glow that this foundation has. So keep that in mind in case you don't want to do that. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of that powder right in the forehead and watch what this does to the forehead. It just, that shine just completely diminishes and all the texture smooths out. And that's really pretty. Okay, I like this powder. Very mattifying, very blurring, pretty lightweight. Now I'm using the N19, which is really gonna pack it on. You could also use a brush like the N20 if you want to apply a lighter sheer application of it. So if you apply a lighter sheer application with a brush like this, something really light and airy, you'll still cut down some of that shine, but it won't mattify entirely. So that might be a good balance so that you can get some of that glow, but still softly set. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, I do like this powder. This is nice. Let's go ahead and move into bronzer. I'm very excited about this. This might be the two products that I'm most excited about this video. It's the new CoverGirl True Blend Skin Enhancer. I got the bronzer and I got one of the blushes. I wanted to order more, but they were kind of sold out everywhere. I ended up finding them on Amazon. We're gonna use the N18 and I'm just gonna load up the brush, kind of pick it all up. Since this is a powder, this reminds me a lot of the Hourglass powders. I know everyone's been saying that, but the Hourglass bronzers look a lot like this. Let's go and see how this applies. I'm gonna tap it in my hand again, just because I don't know how these are gonna, apply to the skin. And this brush is pretty dense, so it does a really great job of picking up and laying down product. Ooh, okay, that's pretty. Okay, this has a lot of pigment. And I wanna show you two ways to apply this. So right now I'm using the N18. You can clearly see that this brush really picks up and deposits a lot of color, right? Let's go ahead and sweep this into the hairline. Pick up a little here and kind of sweep it in the hairline. But I'm gonna apply it on the other side with the N20 and you're gonna see a completely different application. Ooh, that's pretty. That is really, really nice. You're getting a little bit of a sheen, a little bit of a highlight, but it's definitely not shimmery, definitely not super like a strong highlight. It's just very subtle. If you have any leftover product from your bronzer, your contour, take it on your jawline. This brush is really great for that. That's gorgeous. Let's go ahead and go in with the N20 and apply it on this side. And I want you guys to see the difference. So what's great about the N20 is it has these longer fibers. The tip of the fibers, if you want to pick up product very light and sheer, you just can use the tip of the brush, a little pressure. If you want to pick up more product, which I'm going to do in this case, because I do want, I don't necessarily need it to be as strong as this, but I do want it to apply to the skin without a whole lot of effort. So I'm going to use the side of the brush. I'm gonna swirl it around, tap off the excess, and then I'm just gonna kind of sweep this onto the skin. And I'm applying more pressure. That way I can really get the product to deposit onto the skin. Okay, there you go. So do you see the difference? This is the N18, this is the N20. Softer, more diffused, stronger, more definition. Now you can definitely get definition with this brush, it's just gonna take more time to build. So if I wanted this to look like this, I could definitely get there. It's just gonna take more effort and more time to build. I'm going to take this and sweep it into the hairline. I think this brush is really beautiful for bronzer in the hairline because it's so soft. It gives you a lot of control. I think everyone needs like several of these. One for bronzer, one for blush, and then a couple backups so you don't have to wash them all the time. All right, and then I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to use it to dust the side of the nose, keeping a really soft shaping of the nose. Okay, and I am going to go in with the N18 to do the jawline here just to make sure that we're a little more consistent there. When it comes to jawline work, I think this brush is just the best. I really do. Yeah, look at the difference. So very defined, very soft and diffused. Same product, different brush. Okay, let's go ahead and apply some blush. I've got the CoverGirl True Blend Skin Enhancer in the shade 400 Please Please Pink. I was excited to find this one available. All the shades look beautiful. I'm gonna go in with the N20 and we're gonna smile and just kind of place that right here on the furthest point of the apple of the cheek and sweep it back and up. These are pretty, you guys. These do remind me of the Hourglass a lot. They have that really beautiful soft glow to them without being like a heavy shimmer. They are stunning, very pretty. And these are gorgeous. These are really nice. If you have not picked these up, I would highly recommend these. They are a good product. Let's go ahead and move on to eyes. Now for eyes, I grabbed this liquid eyeshadow from Maybelline. This is the Shadow Drip Eye Tint, and I grabbed the shade 35 Brass Dip. I'm excited about this. I love a good liquid eyeshadow or cream eyeshadow. They're just so easy, and I love just how quick and effortless they are and how long they last all day. Plus, I'm finding as I get older, I'm just really leaning towards creams and liquids everywhere. So this is a sheer liquid eye tint. It's not super pigmented. It's not opaque. You can definitely see through it. I'm just kind of spreading it so you can really see enough of the color. It's a really soft, kind of light bronze. I wouldn't describe this as a dark or medium. I describe it as a very pretty light bronze, and it's sheer. So keep that in mind. It feels pretty wet. I'm actually gonna leave this here on my hand so that I can see once it dries down if it's totally transfer proof and I'm able to tap it without getting any transfer off. Okay, I'm gonna go in and blend it out with the N20S as soon as we get this on the lid. Ooh, look at that. Oh my God, that is gorgeous. Look at that. That is so beautiful. Okay, let's blend it out and see how this blends. I am gonna do one eye at a time because I don't know how quickly these dry. And whenever it comes to liquid or cream shadows, I always recommend doing one eye at a time. Typically, once these dry, they don't really move around. And so you wanna make sure you've blended it out by that time. Ooh, this is pretty. So obviously it's got some shimmer and some sparkle, but it seems to be, I would say it's not super refined shimmer. You can definitely see little glitter particles, but it's not a heavy glitter either. It's kind of in between, but you can definitely see like shimmer and glitter particles. I'm gonna take my finger and just kind of blot off any excess. Okay, that's pretty. Let me give you my thoughts on this though. This shimmer is a little heavier than I would like, but not too heavy. Okay, I'm not gonna completely write it off for that reason, but I do want you to be aware of that for sure. Okay, let's go and do the other eye. Once this dries, I'll really be able to tell. And the reason I don't like a heavier shimmer is typically when it dries and you wear it throughout the day, it just doesn't stay put and look as beautiful as when it's really refined and just like a pearl particle. The pearl particle really look beautiful, but the heavier shimmers to me just don't wear as well. The color is beautiful though. I love the color. These definitely feel like they have a wetter finish. Like they just feel wetter on the eye than some others. All right, well, let's let those dry and we're gonna come back and I will give you my thoughts. I can tell like on this one, I had a little too much applied and I could already see it starting to kind of settle in a crease in my eye. I don't know about these, you guys. I don't know. Not bad, but I'm just not sold yet. The little swatch on my hand has completely dried down and it's not budging or moving and it's not wet anymore. It's totally dry. Let's let those sit for a little while and we'll come back and kind of give you my final thoughts at the end of the video. Okay, I don't have an eyeliner to share. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna take the eyeshadow and I'm going to take a small brush. I'm gonna be using the N23 and we're gonna use this as lower liner. So I'm just gonna coat the brush on either side with this product. And we're going to just sweep this on the lower lash line. This will be pretty on the lower lash line because it's soft, it's got some shimmer to it, reflects light, it highlights the eye, but it also gives a little definition too. Okay, that's nice. Very soft. Perfect. Okay, I am going to give some more definition to the upper lash line, but I'm going to pop over and I'm going to use this pencil from Revi Beauty. It's kind of my go-to brown pencil at the moment. And I'm just going to put a tiny bit of this right in the outer corner. Just kind of work it into the lashes. And then I'm going to take this brush and we're just going to kind of work it into the lashes. I don't really want you to see eyeliner on the lid. I just want a little more definition right at the base of the lashes. This brush is perfect for this. Just working eyeliner into the lashes. There we go. We've got a little more definition there, but it's still nice and subtle. Okay, let's take a look at the, ooh, I don't know about these lids, guys. I don't know if we can zoom in, crop in a little bit, but look at the lids. Do you guys see what's happening? The glitter is just like the fold of my eyelids and my crease. It's just not settling right. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Oh, bummer. I was really hoping I was going to find a liquid eyeshadow from the drugstore that I loved. I'm going to take the bronzer, the powder bronzer, and we're just going to go and dust a little bit of this in the crease of the eye. I think this might also kind of correct what's happening with this liquid eyeshadow. Yeah, this liquid eyeshadow just isn't it. It's something about it. I think that glitter is just a little too heavy. It's not laying down pretty on the eye. Has anyone tried these? And if you've tried one with shimmer, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Did you have a similar experience or do you love them? Let me know. Let's go ahead and move on. I got this mascara. This is the Lash Sensational Mascara from Maybelline. This was listed as a new product, I think on Ulta's website. Is this new? Let's go in and test it out. I'm just gonna pop it on the base of the lashes, wiggle back and forth, and kind of pull up. Ooh, okay. So I have some thoughts so far. Okay, so it is building some volume and some length. I think I'm seeing volume more than length. It's giving a really pretty kind of feathery and fluttery effect to the lashes. It's not giving a whole lot of drama or impact like right out of the gate. I do have to build it a little bit, but it's pretty. I do think that the effect I'm getting is unique. It's very feathery, fluttery. Yeah, that's nice. It's a nice, pretty soft lash. All right, there we go. That's pretty. I like that. That's really nice. Has anyone tried this mascara? If you've tried it, let us know your thoughts. I love when you guys chime in and kind of share your opinion on products that I'm using. And again, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, I think it's really helpful for other people to see different perspectives on products, you know? Let's move on to lips. I picked up a few lip products. I picked up from Revlon, it's the Photo Ready Instant Blur Liner. So this is a pretty large lip liner. Do you see the shape and size of this? It's described as a blur liner. So my assumption is this is going to be really great for all over the lips. Okay, it has a very like hydrated feeling to it. You know how most lip liners are just a little drier? Even the creamy liners just have a drier consistency. This feels almost like a lip balm or like a lip serum. It's pretty sheer though. I'm not really, yeah, look at this. I'm not getting a ton of color. It's a very sheer color. You're not getting like opaque liner like a traditional lip liner. This is very different. I don't know that I would actually look at this like a lip liner. I would more look like this at this is like a sheer lip crayon for the entire lip. And this is okay, nothing special, just okay. Not bad, not good, just kind of there. I think if you like a very sheer color on your lips, you might like this. It's not heavy, it doesn't feel really glossy or sticky, it feels very thin but still a little hydrating. And it just gives a really soft kind of pillowy look to the lips. It's nice, but it's just not anything special in my opinion. Let's try this lipstick. This is the Revolution Beauty lipstick in the shade Sweet Rose. Oh, I love the packaging. It's got this really fun kind of like acrylic packaging. Very pretty. All right, let me swatch this on my hand. Ooh, wow. Okay, this, my friends, feels incredible. It looks like it has a lot of pigment. It has a lot of shine. It's a lipstick, but it definitely looks like it has the texture and consistency of a balm. Ooh, okay, this. Oh my goodness, this is wow, this is fantastic. It's very, very soft though. I didn't put a lot of pressure and I can already tell it's kind of like melting almost or just kind of breaking down a little bit, just the light pressure that I put. So be careful with this. You just need to dab it. You don't need to put a lot of pressure to get a lot of pigment. This is really beautiful, you guys. Lots of pigment, lots of shine. It feels incredible on the lips. I don't really have a scent to it too much. Maybe a slight scent, but it doesn't smell like overly sweet or anything. This is nice. I'm definitely gonna get this in other colors. This is beautiful. Now, I don't necessarily wanna put this L'Oreal lip stain tint on top, so I do wanna try this though. So let's go ahead and blot and apply this. And in this, I got the shade 601 Worth It. I have this shade in one of their other lip products and I really like it. Okay, so this is what the applicator looks like. It's got a nice flat little tip, so you can really lay it on the lips. Okay, so this is a very thin formula. It's not thick at all, very thin. And this is a lip stain. So this is designed to give long wearing color, stain the lips. Usually these kind of take a minute or two to dry down and completely stain the lips. It says hyaluron tint, so I'm wondering if this like has hyaluronic acid in it or something hydrating. It definitely feels that way, even as I feel it drying down. It doesn't feel like a typical lip stain in the sense of it being drying at all. Ooh, that's pretty. That is really pretty. That's nice. This would actually be, you know, obviously you can wear this by itself and just have your lip color, but you could also pair this underneath a lip gloss. You could even put this on top, honestly. I'm gonna put a little bit of this on top. That way when this wears off, as I imagine it will, I'll still have this really nice soft lip stain underneath. So I think alone though, I'm gonna want more hydration. I'm gonna want more gloss. It's nice to have that all day color, but I do want a little more shine. So I'm gonna go back to this and I'm just gonna kind of blot it on top. So we are all done. Let's walk through the products really quickly and kind of shine a little light on the products that were hits and then maybe talk about the ones that were misses. So let's start with the foundation. I actually really do like the way this foundation looks on my skin. It still feels, in the areas that I didn't set with powder, it still feels a little tacky though. It doesn't set. So I don't feel it on the skin though. It's only when I touch it with my fingers. Once it sets with powder, I like the way that it looks. It's a little too glowy for me, but I don't want you to write this foundation off because I think it's beautiful, especially for, like I said, really dry skin, really dull skin, skin that needs a lot of glow and needs a lot of hydration. This really looks like you've just applied moisturizer to your skin, but you also have coverage. So I like it. It's just not necessarily going to be a go-to for me. Concealer. The concealer is an okay. I mean, it's got a radiant finish underneath the eyes. It doesn't give full coverage. It gives a little bit of a lighter coverage. I don't really know what I say about the concealer. I would say it is a good, like maybe 6 out of 10, 6, maybe 7 out of 10. Like I think this is going to work for a lot of people, but for me, I just think there are other concealers out there that are so much better. So it's not something that I necessarily loved. These were definitely a highlight of today's video. Again, I got the bronzer in the shade 300 Honey Bun, and I got the blush in the shade 400 Please Please Pink. Love them both. Definitely want to pick them up in other shades. Maybe even a lighter bronzer and just more colors of the blush. They are beautiful. They very much remind me of the Hourglass powders. They're fantastic. They're beautiful. Highly recommend. Okay, let's talk about the eyes. This was definitely a no for me. In fact, let's take a look now that it's been on. Yeah, it's just a no. The glitter particles are too heavy. Now that it's dried, they definitely look heavier. And it's just not real consistent. Like I blended it out. I think that if you layer this to get more color and make it not sheer, I think the issue you're gonna run into is when it dries down, it's just gonna crack on the eye. Because I'm seeing that already happen and I applied a very sheer layer of it. So this is a no. This is like a 3 or 4 out of a 10. Maybe the ones without shimmer, if they have them, are nice, but this one was a no. The color is pretty, but I just didn't like it. Okay, let's talk about this mascara. The mascara is a good one. I like it. It's nice. Definitely worth picking up. Yeah, it's just a good mascara. I would say a good 7 or 8 out of 10. Didn't totally knock my socks off, but it's good. I would recommend this. Okay, let's talk about the lips. We have a couple lip products to talk about. Revlon Photo Ready Instant Blur Liner. It's okay. It's nothing special. I think it's good if you don't like a really defined lip. If you want a very soft lip with a little bit of color and just soft blurred lines, you would like this. You would enjoy it. It's more hydrating than a typical lip pencil, but I wouldn't really describe this as a lip liner. Again, to me, this falls in the line of like a sheer lip crayon that blurs the lips. It's nice. So the L'Oreal Lip Stain Serum, it's nice. It didn't really wow me, but I think it's nice. This one, on the other hand, I loved. The gloss stick from Revolution is so nice. I will definitely pick this up in other colors. It's got a lot of pigment. It's got a lot of gloss to it. It's a very soft formula, so just be careful when you apply it. If you put too much pressure, you will have chunks of this product like falling off your lips. In some ways, it reminds me of the YSL Candy Glaze lipsticks because those do those too, so just be real soft and gentle with your pressure. There was one more product that I forgot to mention in my little recap. Here it is, the Revolution Powder. This is nice. Very mattifying, very lightweight, very blurring of the pores and the texture in the skin. Very nice. I would definitely recommend this. This was a great product. Okay, my friends, that wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment down below on what products you want to pick up next to try from the drugstore. I want to start incorporating this series into my videos and maybe do one every other 4 to 6 weeks. So let me know some products that are on your list that you'd love to see me weigh in on. All right, you guys, I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.